All right, well, it's not every day that you got WAFL royalty sitting here in the studio with you. Subiaco legend, 5 flags, 4 BNFs. You can throw in a Simpson medal while you're at it. Kyal Horsley, coach of the Eagles WAFL, welcome to the quote-unquote studio. How are you travelling?
Hey, thanks. Travelling well, Thump. It's good to be here. The studio's upgraded or downgraded. I haven't quite worked it out yet, but your TV's broken.
No, don't look at that one, mate. Yeah, she ain't looking good. No. Look, this is a strange week, though. Like, we've got limited numbers because all the boys are on the road for gather rounds. So they've gone from GWS to Adelaide, but you've got to conduct sessions and training drills and keep the AFL fringies and the WAFL dudes sort of cherry ripe. But how are you going for numbers and participation?
Yeah, it actually is an exciting time for us. Like, we talk a lot about belonging, connection, and it is hard with the sort of split programs to create it. But this is the 1 week where we do our review together, we train together, we prep together, and we play together as a group. So it is an exciting time, and we've taken full advantage of it. We had a dinner Monday night, and players really opened up to each other and spoke. So yeah, it's we put a lot of planning into it, and so far it's going well.
Yeah, I like that. But surely this is the week where you're throwing a few extra jerseys to Jacob Brennan, Shannon Hearn, Chance Bateman. Are they getting a bit more involved in the drills to make up numbers at the moment?
Well, I'm a bit worried about Chance Bateman. On the weekend, I was sending him out for messages. He's a man in magenta, the runner, and he's not moving like he was last year and the year before. So I think Father Time's finally got him.
He's playing nines every Wednesday, and if he's
maybe
getting
that's
hurt,
his issue, mate.
No, he shouldn't
bring that up with him.
He shouldn't be getting hurt in nines. So tell him to find an extra cog.
And as far as Jacob Brennan, well, he only turns left. He's got the fused ankle from his playing days. But
easy to play on, Brennan.
But he's still dynamite, though. Like, he might only be able to turn one way. He's a bit of Derek Zoolander, but he still moves really well. And Shannon Hearn, I actually walked in the other day in the change rooms where the staff are, and he is better Nick than probably any coach I've ever seen, and probably better than his playing days. So I've been trying to proposition him for a game and working out match payments and want to get him across the line.
Can we afford him?
Well, I don't know. I hope so.
Okay.
I hope so, because it'd be pretty special.
I reckon. So this is your second season at the helm now, Horse, and a lot of changing landscape, particularly on the playing group, but you've also got a few coaches that have joined the brigade as well. How are you finding the transition from last year to this year?
Yeah. So across the whole program from AFL to WAFL, and even AFLW, like, there has been a big shift. Even our values have now fallen in line with the club, and we're sort of starting a new journey with our game plan, our values, our trademark. So it is a massive shift. And then the new coaches and new personalities that have come on board have been great. In the WAFL space, I think obviously Shannon Hearn probably speaks for himself with the leadership and the respect he has and the way he sees the game. Actually, him and Jeremy McGovern could talk footy for days. Like, sometimes you'll walk in the hallway, it'd be off the track and they'll be talking, and then you'll go for a shower, you'll come back, you'll grab lunch, you'll come past.
Haven't moved.
They're still in the same spot, still talking footy. So, the wealth of knowledge he's got, unbelievable for our WAFL list of guys and obviously the AFL guys as well. Then Oliver Condon's come on for WAFL midfield coach, and he's had a big impact. He come from Sydney VFL and Oakley Chargers, and he's got some great ideas and different ways to look at the game. So, and then Jamie Maddox, the head of development, got an eye of everything and has been a massive help to me. And he's really a different way to view football as well and to view development. And it's having an impact on the players and also the coaches as well, really challenging our thinking and how to get the best out of the players.
We spoke to Milk and Jack, your two captains for this year, that were voted in, presumably by the playing group and endorsed by yourself.
Absolutely. Yep.
They were talking about the gelling of the group, and it's always so important because you've got such major shifting in numbers every year. You've got delistings and retirements, and then you've got to find a new batch to come in. And I know there was a bit of movement from WAFL Eagles compared to last year to this. Can you speak about what that camaraderie's been like? Because it is always difficult juggling the elite program to a good WAFL club that you're so used to.
Yeah, I can speak to it, and I'm glad you spoke to them too, guys, because they're really driving it. They're probably both named it when we did our off-season review. We sat with the players who were here and we really talked to them about the program and where our shortcomings are and what we're doing well. And them two were big drivers on the connection, and they wanted to be a part of driving that. And then I think just having that almost selfless, connecting mindset showed to their teammates about that they are two really good leaders, and they were voted in clearly to be our captains. And great choices. I think Milky's form has been pretty evident, how selfless he's been, how hard he's worked, and why Eastie's been injured. The way he's almost like another coach. The way he sees the game, he's a real student, understands the game well, and always looking to help others. So I'm excited to get him back in a few weeks and see his impact on the field, where he can help our WAFL listed players, our younger AFL players, and then what Milky's doing with his intensity and leading the way with his actions. They're a good combination.
Looking forward to getting Jack back for sure.
Yeah.
Playing defence, playing forward. Where are we playing Jack?
Good question.
don't want to tip your hand to share.
No, that's the beauty of him, mate. He's a real, he always got a notebook, takes notes, reviews his notes, understands the game, asks questions. So you can literally put him anywhere, and he'll have as good an understanding as anyone on the field about that role. So
that's what you know.
Yeah, exactly. He's got great flexibility, and then he's a giving person. So he'll sacrifice his own game to help others. He's always been that way. But you can probably see now he's become a leader. Over the last year, been a vice captain, this year being a captain. It's sort of gone to another level where, he could probably come off the ground and have no idea if he's even touched the ball, but he would know he's had an impact on how he's helped others.
Round 1 in the books, played out at Shark Park for the grand opening of this oval that's been long awaited by the public.
Yeah.
They said 700 in the paper. I was out there, it was truckloads more than that.
Yeah.
And you boys didn't get off to the best start though, did you?
No, we didn't. It would be hard to count how many people they get there when there's no gates. It's an interesting venue. Like there's a skate park, there's a dog park. So at half time, I got up to the rooms early and I was taking some notes and I looked up and I saw a Great Dane chasing a poodle around. I thought, you don't see that every day at the footy. And I got a little cavoodle myself. So I felt for the owner of the poodle and the anxiety they must have felt in that time. So. And then the venue, it was
it looks impressive. Let's give them that.
Yeah, it does. And it was it's new and it's exciting and the atmosphere was great. But we did suffer the teething process. We didn't have any access to the room, so it was quite interesting.
What do you mean at all?
At all until I think it was an hour and 15 minutes before the game, and like that doesn't sound too bad. But our preparation with taping, strapping, guys being in their own space usually starts an hour and 40 minutes before. But we had nowhere to get ready, so we were just standing around. There was no shade for us.
Getting cooked by the sun on a pre-game.
Yeah, it wasn't ideal. And even like they're just things getting pushed back because you don't get a chance to start your prep. And I was pretty nervous about it, mainly because when I played, I had real performance anxiety and superstitious and left sock on, right sock on. So in my head, I'm thinking, oh, man, the players, if they're like me, they're going to be so put out by the fact they can't get and start their routine. But to their credit, they almost turned it into like a country week sort of vibe, and just saw it for what it was, enjoyed it, had a laugh, made sure they kept hydrating and didn't let it affect their performance at all. So I was really proud of their resilience and how they dealt with it, and I could probably learn a thing or two from them because when I played, I had proper performance anxiety. If that happened to me, I would have been rattled. So,
what did you see out of the game, Horse? Because there were periods there where we certainly looked to be matching them toe to toe against a quality team that'll be there when the whips are cracking, presumably in East Fremantle, and a lot of players playing their first WAFL game in their career proper now.
So it was cool to have. I think we had 10 players play their first game in West Coast colours, first senior game, and of that, 3 of them was their first. It was their debut at state league level. So it's a lot of change, and I think in team performance you sort of want to keep stability, but the situation we're in with the turnover, the change is probably needed, and I thought we acquitted ourselves well. It's an interesting one. We've got a new game plan. We're sort of understanding what it looks like at WAFL level, how it fits, and it's looked okay in a couple of preseason games, but you never know until you get the real test, and East Fremantle are a very good side, so we knew it was coming, and for large parts, especially of the first half, we could see our game style. There was stuff you could really see gelling and like, okay, this is really going to be effective when we play this way, and then when we get exposed in these areas, deficiencies, you can see where it comes unstuck. And to our players' credit, like we did stick at it. We lost Harley Sparks in the first 10 minutes. It's never good to lose your best and fairest winner and arguably your best player early, but it was what it was, and the players sort of bounced from that and dealt with it. And then, in the second half, I sort of felt East Freo really got going, and their class was a bit too good for us on the day. But then in the clarity of review and watching the game back, it's probably just some key moments where we lacked, and outside of them, it was a really even game. So it doesn't mean you're going to get the key moments right next game. You can identify them, you can talk about them, but until the players get exposed to it and they get an understanding of what's required, it's hard for them to adjust to it. So I'm expecting a response and a better performance, but do know we are a young team and it's a new game plan, and we're going to see some good passages of play, and we're going to see some ones where we don't quite get it right.
Yeah, Jack Petruccelli kicking 5, playing pretty deep forward.
Yeah, not planned. But
Matt Flynn certainly looked a cut above in the ruck and had a truckload of influence. You had Job Shanahan just flying for some pretty spectacular marks and looking at presence up forward. Is there anyone else that sort of took your eye from an early standpoint from an Eagles WAFL perspective?
Yeah, probably start on Petch, just to give him some credit. Like, he was really touch and go to play. He was very crook at the start of the week, and I won't go into too many details about the illness and how crook he was. But
so sitting outside in the sun for an hour pre-game was probably exactly what you wanted?
That's what we drew up. That's how we planned it. But, yeah, so I honestly didn't think he was going to get up for the game. And that's day of the game. I was still with the mindset that he's probably going to pull out. And to his credit, he fronted up, and I know he had no energy, and he was in his words, I can't go a yard. Like, I need to get off the ground every 5 minutes, and then to still have the impact he had, and then just showed probably his toughness where, he wasn't transitioning like he normally does because he physically couldn't. But when it became time to win a contest or exert effort that he needed to, it was pretty special performance from what he did.
Anyone else apart from those 3 that sort of stood out as a worthwhile mention for a solid outing?
Yeah, I thought Milky, like his leadership and his step forward in his football. We've thrown him in the midfield. He didn't go head to head with Milan, but Milky that wasn't the plan, but Milky loves the challenge, and every time watching the stoppage, he sort of gravitated to playing on the best player in the comp, and I thought he acquitted himself well.
So that's Shannon Lacasson?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's Milky, sorry.
Yep.
Yeah,
no worries.
Yeah, so I was really impressed with his game and his step forward, and then Bo Allen keeps continuing to grow and show his toughness and the way he competes. And
you play him down back like he'd been playing in the ones?
For the first half, yeah, and then we threw him in the midfield to give him just some exposure around the contest and really to strengthen our midfield.
The Fan MVP is back for 2025. Will anyone dethrone the big loosh, Jake Waterman, after he took out the crown last year? Pick your best on ground from the weekend's game by visiting win.wce.com.au, with one voter being picked out as the lucky winner and $100 voucher coming their way. Plus, there's the grand prize winner who's going to collect 2 tickets to the John Worsfold Medal and a chance to present this year's Fan MVP Award on the night. Awesome, so get voting. Were you surprised to see Grossi, Davis and Brock make their AFL debuts so early, or do you think their form in the 2 pracky games was just too good to ignore for a ones team that's struggling a bit?
Yeah, it is a tricky one. I think it's probably a little bit of both, where it's their form was really good, but how many weeks do you have to stack it before you get the opportunity? Are you until you're really confident you can go to the next level? But from how they performed from the opportunity they had, they were 3 really outstanding performers. And Locke Rawlinson was probably in the same boat, and he travelled as well. Didn't get his opportunity, but he'd been performing really well. So, and I feel they all acquitted themselves well. I know there's been a lot of talk about Sandy's performance and as far as Hogan kicking 9, but if you actually watch it back, he defended pretty well. I mean, it's Hogan's a very good player, and Sandy wasn't out of his depth. It was just the service was coming in very clean, and when you're playing on a guy that good, it's very hard to stop. So
I couldn't agree more. So the biggest challenge that you've got is you've got to be creative at the selection table to a degree, right? So if you've got a surplus of certain areas, let's say for instance it's talls, you've got 3 ruckmen playing together, or you've got no defenders, is it up to you, Horse, to be cobbling together the lineup and say, well, I'm going to use my creativity to play here in this player? Or do you get the tap on the shoulder from Minnie and saying, look, I think it's best we put these blokes in these positions knowing that we're full up in that category? Yeah,
so it's collaborative where I'll speak with Minnie and the line coaches and the development coaches of each area around their players that are playing, what they want to see with them, what's going to allow them to get an opportunity at AFL. And then once we've sort of done with that bit, then it becomes the team makeup. And that's when Minnie sort of allows us to suggest our ideas. And then, if it's it's too creative, and I want to play Matt Flynn at fullback, I'm pretty sure I'll get that. That's not happening. But he's really open to it, as long as it doesn't put out the stuff they're working on, and we align with their development and how they're getting better.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really sort of free reign. But and there's never. I'm probably never going to go to the extreme of Matt Flynn to play down back. So generally, I've
never say never, Horse.
No, you're right. They go all the way and just go back forward.
You never know. But you're one of the busiest blokes at the club, really, aren't you? Because you've got to be there for the men's senior program at the same time when they all go home and the WAFL boys start rolling in. That's where you got to come into your own and take control and be there till stumps. So how do you find the work-life balance? Is there such a thing for yourself at the moment in a season? I know we're 1 week in, but it seems like we've also been in a pre-season and a season for a long time.
It's probably a question for my wife, Amy. We just bought a house too, so we're about to move out, which could get...
Jesus. Doing the buy?
No, unfortunately not. We'll probably still be going during the buy with the amount of spare time I've got. So her answer may change in a couple of weeks. So, but yeah, it is difficult, and the game does take a lot from you as far as time goes. But then it's something you love. So while you are very time poor, it's not draining. You're not here like dreading what you're doing. It's invigorating, and you do have energy for it. So.
Except for when you're talking to Thumper in the room here.
Except for when you bum me up. But my wife may have a different opinion. And yeah, I'll probably do have to during the off season probably.
Put some time in.
Give as much back as I can.
I think you'll have to.
Yeah.
A couple of questions. Who do you think let's say an under 21-year-old that you don't think you'll be seeing much in your program over the next year or so?
Harley Reid.
That's a soda. Who do you think's going to explode on the scene when given his opportunity and when he's right to go?
Under 21?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to put some caveat on it.
Yeah. I probably think Bo Allen's probably the obvious one. He hasn't had his opportunity yet, but I'm sure when he gets it, I don't think we'll be seeing him back again. Like he's progressing well. He's rounding his game, and he's putting a lot of effort into getting better. So he'd be one. And the other guys, who got their opportunity in the weekend, deserved it, and hopefully they can maintain their form at AFL and stay at that level. And if they don't, I know they'll keep applying themselves and developing their game at WAFL until they get their opportunity again.
Yeah, awesome. Well answered. Now, the call to action is this Friday night. We got round 2, 6:40 p.m, Mineral Resources Park.
Yes.
We got Subi. You can leave your allegiances at the door for this one. You're going to be all right?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Okay.
I'll be fine. I'm excited for the game. So they lost to East Perth on the weekend, and they had more inside 50s, and they played a good brand of footy, so it'd be a really strong challenge for us, and we're looking to rebound and string together more than patches of form. So I'm very excited for Friday night.
That's it, mate. All the best to your fans. Get there. Want to see a good turnout to support the Eagles in their first win of 2025. I know you're time poor, but I appreciate you coming in, having a chat to myself and explaining a bit about the fans, what's going on down at the WAFL Eagles. Cheers, Horse.
No worries at all, Thumbs. Always a pleasure working with you, mate.